Hi, it's Alana and welcome to my channel. I just bought myself the Epson ET 2750 from Costco. It was $300 Canadian. They had two versions of the Epson printer at my Costco. This one, or they had the 3760 for $400 in white. So the biggest difference between this one and the other version they had at my Costco, besides the color and $100 price difference, is this one does not have a paper tray to hold my paper. You feed the paper from the back. The white one had a paper tray. Now, where that makes a difference is you want your paper to be clean when using sublimation because you don't want any lint or that's going to be affected in your print on your shirt. But honestly, when I pulled out the paper tray at Costco, it was very linty and dirty anyways. So I'm gonna put the sheet in as I need it and then store it in the box or a container to stay lint free. I'm not sure, even if it had a tray, how clean it would stay. You know, it's electronic, it pulls in the dust. So it's up to you. You see how it will go if you have a tray and how clean it stays. But so I went with the smaller one just to save money since it prints the same size paper as the bigger one. In fact, all the 2000 series, the 3000 series, the 4000 series all print legal or letter paper. It's not until you hit the Epson Eco Tank 15,000 where you can then start printing some bigger sheets. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to fill it now. So I have purchased the Hiipoo Sublimation Ink. This is a brand new printer and it's never had ink in it before. There are videos out there if you have an old Epson Eco Tank printer and you want to convert it about flushing it out, but it may or may not work. It's best to have a brand new printer that's never had ink in it before, and if it's going to be just for sublimation. And you can't switch back and forth. Don't think you can make stickers now that you have a new printer. Once it's sublimation, it's sublimation. So I'm going with the Hiipoo Sublimation Ink I bought off Amazon. I'll have it linked down below. This ink comes with syringes and gloves and everything you need to put it into your printer. I have now seen that there is a Hiipoo Sublimation Ink that is in the same style and shape that the Epson ink comes in, the same shape bottles, so they can just go directly in the printer. Which is super nice. So if you haven't bought your ink yet, look for the Hiipoo ink that has the bottle like the Epson comes with. So that way you don't even have to mess around with syringes. But if you're like me and you've already got this ink or even a different brand of sublimation ink that requires a syringe, I'll show you what I think is the best way to put it in without creating too much bubbles and mess. Okay, so I've already put black ink in my printer. So I'm just gonna open the printer up, open this part, and I'm gonna do yellow next. Open that up. Now the instructions for this ink say you put the syringe in, you hold it at an angle, you get it out, yada yada, but this syringe isn't very long and you're gonna get a lot of air bubbles and holding it sideways and having it leak and just making a mess. So first thing I like to do is just squeeze it out into a cup that's quite a small cup too, that can then go in the garbage. And then you don't have to be tipping and getting air bubbles and all of that. So now that I've opened up my yellow, there is a line in between this circle. You can go on either side, either half of the circle. And then slowly start to push your ink in. Just watch out for air bubbles. And you can start to see your ink coming in. This is way better than pulling it out of the bottle, just putting it in a small cup, just because you're getting less air bubbles. And those air bubbles create a mess and get ink everywhere. So putting it in a little cup makes it pretty easy. But that's it. Like they say, you're converting your Epson into sublimation, and people are like, oh no, and they're intimidated and they're like, what do I have to do to convert it? All you do is add sublimation ink. That's it. Converting over. So I'm just gonna, that's all I really have for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. And I'm just gonna go ahead and keep filling out my printer. And I will see you next time, probably making a project with my printer. Thanks for watching.